Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Probably not. But I am an enormous Rocky fan. I have been my whole damn life. It was one of the franchises that inspired me in so many ways. I really enjoy the entire series, but when I was growing up, I was always an enormous Rocky IV fan. Yes, it is a very silly movie at times, the robot and whatnot. I know a lot of people like to make fun of it for being cheesy or silly or whatnot. But it spawned one of the coolest villains in history, Ivan Drago. And man, it was a big part of my childhood and a huge inspiration to me in so many ways. So when a Creed was announced, the original one, and they said they were bringing back Apollo's kid, I was really intrigued by this. I was like, okay, you know, and this was a really unfamiliar Michael B. Jordan at this time. And after I got out of Creed, I really enjoyed the shit out of it. But I remember, not right after, but pretty close after, I was talking to some people, and I was like, the next movie has to be Drago. I'm like, just from a storytelling standpoint, it just has to be. They have to bring Ivan Drago back. That's the man that killed his father. There's so much they can do with this. So I finally, I went out Black Friday shopping. My brother's in town. We got to hang out. I got to go with the kids. It was a great time. After, I got to go see Creed 2. And I will tell you this. I honestly don't know if they could have made this film any better for a Rocky fan. I mean, this has every emotional beat I could want. I was a mess during this film. I will be, brave enough to admit it. I was so damn invested. One thing that's really great about this film is all the normal beats are there. The inspiration, the struggle, all that stuff. But something this film does really, really well is it builds the other side of things. And a lot of films don't do that as much. Not even Rocky IV. A lot of films like to just have a villain who's a villain. And he's just dark and evil, and that's that. And I'm not going to say that they spend fucking 45 minutes of this movie building up the villain to be some sympathetic character or anything like that. But the way that they play this film out, everything was thought out and executed perfectly. I just loved every second of this film. And I walked out emotionally wrecked. I walked out inspired. And I walked out a happy Rocky fan. And yes, this is the new generation. This is Adonis's legacy now. But this is still part of the Rocky franchise. And Rocky does play a big role in this film. And Sylvester Stallone, man, I mean, this guy has really just stood the test of time. He has created so many iconic roles. He's done so much. He himself, the actor, the man, is an inspiration. Just coming from nothing. The total underdog story. That's what's great about the original Rocky. It's like the ultimate underdog story behind the scenes and in front of the camera. It really is like, an American hero. I mean, it's a film, of course, but films can inspire you just as much as anything else. As long as they get at you where it counts. And this film sure as shit did that. I couldn't recommend this higher to fans of the franchise as a whole, but especially, obviously, Rocky IV and Creed. It is a fantastic continuation of the Creed narrative, and it is an excellent addition and expansion of the Rocky legacy. So, I mean, what else can I say? Michael B. Jordan, once again, brought it. Absolutely excellent. Everyone played their roles very well. The young guy who played Ivan's son, Victor Drago, was great. You know, you see a guy like this and you're like, will he be able to act? Yeah. I mean, for what he was required to do, I thought he pulled off everything amazingly. And he's a fucking monster, and he is a force to be reckoned with. I was terrified of this man in this movie. The punches. I mean, I saw this in a great theater, so the punches, man, I felt like I was getting hit half the time. And I found myself, you know, almost embarrassingly so, getting into the film like full body, where I was like in the movie and I was like putting my fist up and I was like, yeah, motherfucker. And I couldn't help myself. I was actually talking out loud to the screen, not like dickishly so, where people around me were like, shut the fuck up. It was more under the breath, but I couldn't contain it. I had such emotion, you know, I had such excitement that I couldn't hold it back. And I just was fucking in it, man. I was like bobbing a little bit when I'm, oh man, I just, yeah. So anyway, so absolutely see the movie. As I said, I do not think this film could have been done any better, just from what it is and what it was coming off of and everything they had connected, the ending, all of it leading up. Something that happens towards the end, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there's something that happens, like the whole last fight. Oh, shocker, this movie ends with a big fight. Everything about that was perfect. It just emotionally worked on both sides of the ring beautifully. Fuck. All right. So I think you know that I enjoyed the film. All right. So anyway, I want to just share with you guys really quick what I picked up for Black Friday, since we're here and I have them in my lap. So I waited to buy these for Black Friday. One is coming in the mail because I couldn't get it tonight, and Amazon price matched it. I usually just like grabbing them, you know, in the store, so I have them. I don't like ordering things in the mail because I'm impatient. But I had to order Deadpool 2, the super duper 4K cut, because that's the one I wanted, and it was $9. And Walmart was sold out where I went. I was pissed. But I only ended up spending $103 on these movies and $182 savings. So I really scored big, because this would have cost me over $300. Or, well, $280. Sorry. Guess I can't do math. First up, Hereditary, my favorite horror movie of the year. So that was one I had been waiting on. Blade Runner 2049, unbelievably fantastic film. I mean, could a sequel be any better? Jesus Christ, this movie is gorgeous and absolutely incredible. The Revenant. Oh, I can't wait to see this on Blu-ray. This was $4 fucking. Yeah. I fucking finally got these. I don't know why I didn't have them. John Wick 1 and 2. Freaking $6 each. Steel is all hell. Annihilation. Also in my top 5 horror films of the year. Slipcase and everything. Me and this guy were like looking for it in the store frantically, because there was no copies left, and it was like gonna come down. I thought I was gonna have to fucking, you know, go toe-to-toe to him. But we ended up finding 3 copies, and so we lucked out, and we didn't have to duke it out. We didn't have to recreate Rocky 4 right there in the fucking Best Buy. Next up, Alien Covenant. I liked this, but I have every other one. It was $6, I think. I had to get it. I liked it. I mean, I didn't love it by any means, but I look forward to a second viewing. Finishing up my trilogy with one of the best modern day trilogies, War for the Planet of the Apes. I know a lot of people weren't huge on this because they were like, where's the war and all this? And it's like, let's not get started. But this movie's fucking fabulous. Dawn is better. Dawn is one of my favorite films of the decade. But I thought this was a great ending to this. I don't know, maybe they'll make another one day, but for now, the trilogy. So, yeah. Next up, we've got Insidious, The Last Key. I have the other three. I need to get this. I dug that. Next up, The First Purge. I have the other three. Had to get this. I like this as well. You know, not fantastic, but a good addition. Next up, oh man, was this a treat in the theater. Ready Player One. Holy fuck, what a visual treat and the greatest horror homage I've ever seen in a film. If you saw this movie, you know what I'm talking about. I was floored by that scene. I had no clue it was coming in, and when it did, it blew my mind. Wow, what a nostalgic fucking thrill ride this damn thing was. Such a fun movie. Such a fun movie. An upgrade here, because how cool this shit is this. The 4K American Psycho for $8. Okay? I heavily look forward to seeing what this looks like. I know a lot of you are probably asking, well, why didn't you get the 4K on a lot of these? Well, that's my own damn business. You'll just have to not understand. Next up, we got Black Panther, talking about Michael B. Jordan right there. Badass. And last but not least, as I'm sure you guys can guess, although you probably think I would already own this, but I waited. I wait for a lot of these for fucking Black Friday. I do it purposely so I can save myself $180 and whatnot. Avengers Infinity War, duh. Almost completed my collection. I still need 3 MCU films to complete my collections. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. And finally, I got a game as well here, which is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year, complete edition. I've never played this. And with the announcement of the Netflix series with Henry Cavill, I was like, man, I'm a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan. You guys know that. That's my favorite film of all time. I'm a total nerd. And I was like, dude, this is going to be like a Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, whatever, on Netflix. I got to understand this world a little better. Yes, I know there's a book series and there's 2 other games and whatnot. But there is a video online. I started watching it. And it tells you the story of everything from the books and from the 2 games before this. And I would like to watch the whole thing before I start playing this, because I am a geek and I like to be fully immersed. But that's what I got. As I said, I got Deadpool 2 coming in the mail. So please tell me what you guys got below if you went to Black Friday shopping, because that was a ton of fun. I got everything from Best Buy except for Witcher. And then Deadpool online, but everything was at Best Buy, man. What an incredible fucking day I had there. Whew! Only $100 for all those movies. Absolutely brand new, with slipcases on a lot of them. Just, you can't beat that shit. Anyway, guys, go see Creed 2. If you're a Rocky fan, I'm sure you already have. But if for some reason you haven't, or you're like waiting to hear people's fucking opinions, you got mine. What else do you need? Other than that, guys, have a great freaking Thanksgiving. You already did, obviously. And good night.